Unveiling ancient African architectural wonders. What if I told you the most breathtaking architectural feats weren't in Rome or Greece, but hidden in plain sight across ancient Africa? Prepare to have your understanding of history shattered as we journey into the forgotten cities and structures that defy belief, built by civilizations far more advanced than you ever imagined. You think you know ancient history? Think again. Forget everything you've been taught, because today, we're unveiling monumental structures from ancient Africa that predate, rival, and even surpass what many consider the pinnacles of ancient engineering. These aren't just buildings, they're testaments to forgotten knowledge and profound spiritual connections. Africa's architectural heritage is a testament to human ingenuity, resilience, and cultural richness, yet it remains largely overlooked in mainstream narratives that often prioritize the pyramids of Egypt or the ruins of Greece and Rome. The continent's architectural wonders extend far beyond the Nile Valley, encompassing a vast array of structures from West Africa's earthen mosques to Southern Africa's stone palaces. These creations, born from diverse climates, resources, and cultural philosophies, challenge the Eurocentric lens that dominates discussions of ancient architecture. Hidden in plain sight, these marvels whisper stories of innovation, community, and adaptation, waiting to be unveiled and celebrated for their profound contributions to human history. The scope of ancient African architecture is breathtakingly broad. While Egypt's pyramids and temples are iconic, they represent only a fraction of the continent's architectural legacy. From the Sahel to the savannas, African societies engineered sophisticated structures that harmonized with their environments. The Great Zimbabwe in southern Africa, a sprawling complex of dry stone walls built between the 11th and 15th centuries, showcases the precision of the Shona people. Its mortarless stonework, designed to withstand centuries, housed a thriving trade hub connected to the Indian Ocean. Similarly, the Kingdom of Aksum in Ethiopia erected towering obelisks and subterranean tombs, blending local craftsmanship with influences from across the Red Sea, as early as the 4th century BCE. These sites defy the notion that monumental architecture was an exception in Africa, revealing a continent rich with engineering prowess. In West Africa, the earthen architecture of the Mali Empire stands as a pinnacle of sustainable design. The Great Mosque of Djen, rebuilt in the early 20th century on ancient foundations, reflects a centuries-old tradition of mud brick construction. This living monument, maintained through communal replastering festivals, embodies the intersection of spirituality, community, and environmental harmony. Likewise, the Ashanti shrines of Ghana, with their intricate wooden frameworks and symbolic motifs, demonstrate a mastery of form and function tailored to local beliefs. These structures challenge the assumption that ancient architecture required stone or permanence to be significant, highlighting instead the brilliance of adaptive, organic materials. The mysteries of these architectural wonders lie not only in their construction but in their cultural significance. For instance, the Dogon people of Mali built cliffside villages with granaries and tugunas, low-roofed meeting spaces designed to encourage humility and dialogue. These structures reflect a cosmology where architecture mirrors the universe's order. Similarly, the ancient city of Benin in Nigeria, with its labyrinthine walls stretching over 10,000 miles, was a feat of urban planning that rivaled contemporary European cities. These sites were not mere shelters but expressions of identity, power, and resilience, crafted by societies navigating trade, conquest, and environmental challenges. Mainstream narratives often marginalize these achievements, framing Africa as a land of oral traditions rather than material ingenuity. This oversight stems from colonial biases that dismissed non-Western architectures as primitive. Yet, the precision of Great Zimbabwe's stonework or the urban complexity of Benin's walls rivals the celebrated cities of Mesopotamia or Mesoamerica. By unveiling these forgotten foundations, we confront the Eurocentric biases that have long obscured Africa's contributions to global architectural history. The call to rediscover these wonders is urgent. Many sites, like the mud structures of Timbuktu or the rock-hewn churches of Lalibela, face threats from climate change, neglect, or modern development. Their preservation demands global recognition of their value. Africa's ancient architecture is not a footnote but a cornerstone of human creativity, revealing universal truths about how we build to endure, connect, and inspire. These structures, hidden in plain sight, invite us to rethink history and celebrate the continent's enduring legacy. Ingenious designs and materials of ancient African architecture. Africa's architectural heritage is a showcase of ingenuity, blending innovative designs with locally sourced materials to create structures that have withstood time, climate, and cultural shifts. From the mortarless stone walls of Great Zimbabwe to the rock-hewn churches of Lalibela and the mud mosques of Timbuktu, these marvels highlight the brilliance of African societies in crafting enduring, sustainable, and culturally resonant architecture. Each site reflects a deep understanding of environment, community, and craftsmanship, challenging conventional notions of monumental construction and revealing the sophistication of ancient African engineering. Great Zimbabwe, constructed by the Shona people between the 11th and 15th centuries, stands as a testament to precision and durability. This sprawling complex in southern Africa, once a thriving trade hub, is renowned for its mortarless stone walls. Built from locally quarried granite, the stones were meticulously cut and stacked without adhesive, relying on their own weight and interlocking shapes for stability. The great enclosure, with its towering, curved walls, demonstrates an intuitive grasp of structural engineering. These mortarless marvels have endured centuries of weathering, their strength derived from careful craftsmanship and an intimate knowledge of the material's properties. The absence of mortar allowed flexibility, preventing cracks during seismic shifts, while the use of local stone minimized environmental impact. Great Zimbabwe's design reflects a society that valued permanence and harmony with the landscape, creating a legacy that continues to awe archaeologists and visitors alike. In Ethiopia, the rock-hewn churches of Lalibela, carved in the 12th and 13th centuries, represent an extraordinary feat of engineering and devotion. Commissioned by King Lalibela, these 11 monolithic churches were sculpted directly from volcanic tuff, a soft yet durable stone. Each structure, like the iconic Beat Georgis, was chiseled from a single rock mass, with intricate interiors, arches, and reliefs carved into the living stone. This subtractive architecture, removing material rather than adding it, required unparalleled precision to avoid structural collapse. The churches, still active worship sites, were designed with drainage systems to manage Ethiopia's heavy rains, showcasing a sophisticated understanding of hydrology. Lalibela's builders transformed raw geology into sacred spaces, blending spiritual symbolism with technical mastery, creating cathedrals that seem to emerge organically from the earth. In Mali, the mud mosques of Timbuktu, including the Jingareba and Sankor mosques, exemplify sustainable design in one of the world's harshest climates. Built from sun-baked mud bricks, or banko, these structures date back to the 14th century and thrive in the Sahel's extreme heat and aridity. The use of mud, a readily available resource, reflects a genius for environmental adaptation. Wooden beams protruding from the walls serve as permanent scaffolding for annual replastering, a communal ritual that reinforces structural integrity and social cohesion. The thick mud walls provide insulation, keeping interiors cool during scorching days and warm during cold nights. Timbuktu's mosques, with their organic curves and towering minarets, are not static monuments but living structures, maintained through collective effort. This cyclical renewal underscores a philosophy of sustainability, where architecture evolves with the community and environment. These sites, Great Zimbabwe's stone precision, Lalibela's carved sanctuaries, and Timbuktu's mud mosques, demonstrate Africa's architectural diversity and ingenuity. They challenge the notion that monumental architecture requires imported materials or rigid forms, instead showcasing the power of local resources and adaptive designs. Facing threats from climate change and neglect, these wonders demand preservation to inspire future generations. Their enduring strength lies not only in their materials but in the cultural and technical wisdom they embody, redefining our understanding of architectural brilliance. Beyond bricks and mortar, purpose and symbolism in ancient African architecture. Africa's ancient architectural wonders transcend mere construction, embedding profound purpose and symbolism that reflect spiritual beliefs, societal organization, and cosmic understanding. Far from utilitarian shelters, these structures served as canvases for cultural expression, where every curve, alignment, and layout conveyed deeper meanings. Building on the ingenious designs of sites like Great Zimbabwe, Lalibela's rock-hewn churches, and Timbuktu's mud mosques, we delve into how African builders infused their creations with spirituality, communal values, and astronomical precision. These elements challenge reductive views of African architecture as primitive, revealing sophisticated systems that integrated the divine, social, and celestial realms. Spiritual significance is woven intricately into the fabric of these monuments, transforming stone, mud, and earth into sacred portals. In Lalibela, Ethiopia, the 12th century rock-hewn churches are not just engineering marvels but embodiments of Christian devotion and biblical symbolism. Carved to represent a New Jerusalem, the complex includes churches like Beit Medhain Elam, the world's largest monolithic church, symbolizing Christ's resurrection through its cruciform design. Drainage channels mimic the Jordan River, and hidden tunnels evoke pilgrimage paths, guiding worshippers on a spiritual journey. Similarly, the Dogon cliff villages in Mali integrate cosmology into architecture. Granaries shaped like human forms represent fertility and ancestry, while Taguna meeting houses, with low roofs forcing crouched postures, symbolize humility before the gods. In West Africa, the Ashanti shrines of Ghana feature symbolic motifs, Adinkra symbols etched into wood representing proverbs and spiritual concepts like unity, sankofa, or strength, dwenemen. These elements underscore how architecture served as a medium for connecting the earthly and divine, preserving oral traditions and rituals in built form. Community and societal structures are mirrored in the urban planning of ancient African sites, where design reinforced social hierarchies, cooperation, and identity. The ancient city of Benin in Nigeria, flourishing from the 13th century, exemplifies this with its vast earthen walls and moats enclosing a planned metropolis spanning over 10,000 miles of fortifications, the longest ancient earthworks globally. This labyrinthine layout divided the city into royal precincts, guilds, and residential quarters, reflecting the Edo Kingdom's centralized monarchy and stratified society. Palaces at the center symbolized the Oba's divine authority, while surrounding compounds fostered communal living and trade. Great Zimbabwe's elliptical enclosures similarly embodied societal order. The hill complex for elites overlooked valley residences, illustrating class distinctions and the Shona's emphasis on ancestral veneration. In Timbuktu, the Sankor Mosque doubled as a university, its courtyards and libraries designed for scholarly gatherings, promoting Islamic knowledge exchange and social mobility in a mercantile hub. These plans highlight architecture's role in building resilient communities, where spaces encouraged dialogue, governance, and cultural continuity amid diverse empires. Advanced astronomical alignments and engineering further elevate these structures, demonstrating intellectual prowess attuned to the heavens. The kingdom of Aksum's obelisks in Ethiopia, erected around the 4th century BCE, align with celestial events. Their stelae, some over 100 feet tall, marked royal tombs and may have served as solar calendars, with carvings symbolizing cosmic axes. In Mali, Dogon architecture incorporates Sirius star knowledge doors and altars oriented to stellar cycles, reflecting myths of extraterrestrial origins encoded in building orientations. Even Nubian pyramids in Sudan, smaller than Egypt's but numbering over 200, align with constellations, aiding pharaonic afterlife beliefs through precise north-south axes. These alignments, achieved without modern tools, reveal engineering that fused mathematics, observation, and symbolism, influencing agriculture, rituals, and navigation. In essence, Africa's ancient architecture pulses with purpose beyond bricks and mortar, intertwining spirituality, society, and science. These layered meanings invite us to view sites like Benin's walls or Aksum's stelae not as relics but as living testaments to holistic worldviews. Preserving them amid modern threats ensures their symbolism endures, enriching global heritage and dismantling outdated narratives of African ingenuity. Echoes of greatness, legacy and influence of ancient African architecture. The architectural wonders of ancient Africa, from Great Zimbabwe's mortarless walls to Lalibela's rock-hewn churches and Timbuktu's mud mosques, resonate far beyond their time, shaping later African and global designs while embodying the resilience of their creators. These structures, rooted in spiritual, social, and astronomical significance, left a legacy that influenced architectural traditions and continue to captivate through ongoing discoveries. Their enduring presence challenges stereotypes, highlighting the adaptability and ingenuity of African civilizations. The influence of these structures on later African architecture is profound. Great Zimbabwe's drystone techniques inspired southern African building traditions, seen in later Bantu-speaking communities' stone enclosures, like those of the Kami ruins, which adopted similar mortarless precision for durability. In West Africa, Timbuktu's mud brick mosques set a precedent for Sahelian architecture, influencing the design of mosques in Gao and Agadez, where Banco construction and communal maintenance remain central. Lalibela's monolithic churches influenced Ethiopian ecclesiastical architecture, with later rock-hewn sites like Yemrahana Christus echoing their subterranean artistry. These techniques spread through trade networks, connecting African regions and informing Islamic and Christian architectural evolution. Globally, the organic sustainability of Timbuktu's mud architecture parallels adobe traditions in the Americas and Middle East, suggesting shared principles of environmental harmony. Similarly, Benin's urban planning, with its extensive earthworks, prefigures modern city zoning, influencing colonial-era layouts in West Africa. The enduring mysteries of these sites fuel ongoing archaeological discoveries, deepening our understanding of their creators. Great Zimbabwe's purpose, whether palace, temple, or trade hub, remains debated, with recent excavations revealing artifacts linked to Indian Ocean trade, suggesting global connections. In Aksum, new steely discoveries hint at undiscovered tombs, while ground-penetrating radar at Lalibela uncovers hidden chambers, raising questions about their ritual use. Timbuktu's manuscript libraries, unearthed in recent decades, reveal intellectual hubs that challenge narratives of Africa as solely oral. These findings, often led by African archaeologists, underscore the complexity of these societies, whose engineering rivaled contemporaries in Europe and Asia. Yet, many sites remain underexplored due to funding shortages and political instability, leaving mysteries like Benin's full wall extent unresolved. The resilience and adaptability of these civilizations shine through their architecture. Facing harsh climates, resource scarcity, and political upheavals, these societies thrived. Timbuktu's mosques, rebuilt annually through community effort, exemplify adaptive sustainability, resisting desertification. Great Zimbabwe's builders used local granite to withstand seismic activity, while Lalibela's churches, carved from soft tuff, incorporated drainage to endure monsoons. Benin's walls, surviving centuries of erosion, reflect urban resilience against external threats. These structures were not static, they evolved with their societies, adapting to trade, religion, and environmental shifts. The legacy of these architectural marvels demands recognition and preservation. Their influence on sustainable and communal design offers lessons for modern architecture, while ongoing discoveries challenge outdated views of African history. By celebrating these echoes of greatness, we honor civilizations that built not just for survival but to inspire, proving their ingenuity remains a cornerstone of global heritage. Reclaiming the narrative, celebrating Africa's architectural legacy. Africa's architectural wonders, Great Zimbabwe's mortarless walls, Lalibela's rock-hewn churches, Timbuktu's mud mosques, and Benin's vast earthworks stand as monumental testaments to the continent's ingenuity. Yet, Eurocentric narratives have long overshadowed these achievements, framing African history as secondary to Western or Near Eastern traditions. It's time to reclaim this narrative, urging all to explore these sites, challenge outdated biases, and ensure their preservation for future generations. Africa's architectural past is not a footnote but a profound chapter in human history, demanding recognition and respect. The call to action is clear: learn more about these marvels and confront Eurocentric views that marginalize them. Engage with primary sources, such as archaeological reports or African scholars' works, to uncover the sophistication of Great Zimbabwe's trade networks or Aksum's celestial alignments. Visit virtual tours of Lalibela or read Timbuktu's manuscripts to grasp their intellectual depth. Challenge assumptions by questioning why African architecture is often labeled primitive despite its engineering parity with global contemporaries. Platforms like UNESCO's World Heritage Listings or African-led initiatives offer accessible starting points. By amplifying these stories, we dismantle colonial biases that have obscured Africa's contributions, fostering a global appreciation of its cultural wealth. Preserving these sites is critical for future generations. Climate change threatens Timbuktu's mud structures with desertification, while urban expansion endangers Benin's walls. Lalibela's churches face erosion, and Great Zimbabwe's stones risk looting. International support, funding, and local stewardship are vital to protect these irreplaceable treasures. Community-driven efforts, like Timbuktu's replastering festivals, model sustainable preservation, but global cooperation is needed to bolster conservation technologies and training. These sites are not just relics, they are living classrooms, teaching resilience, sustainability, and cultural pride. Safeguarding them ensures that future generations inherit a tangible link to Africa's genius. Reclaiming this narrative is an act of justice and celebration. By studying, sharing, and protecting these architectural wonders, we honor the civilizations that built them, societies that thrived through innovation and adaptability. Africa's architectural past, from the spiritual depth of Lalibela to the urban complexity of Benin, is a testament to its profound contributions to human history. Let us champion these legacies, ensuring they inspire and educate for centuries to come, reaffirming Africa's rightful place at the heart of global heritage.